This is a podcast about both having autism and living with someone who has autism. My mom is Sonya, and I'm Josh, and this is Josh Has Autism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Josh Has Autism.
Hello.
So glad that you guys are here with us today, although I don't know how nice of a podcast this is going to be.
Yeah.
Very different than the other ones that we've done because something happened on Saturday between Josh and I, and it feels like it was the point in time where I have to start making decisions that work for me instead of for Josh, which is a very strange place for me to be because for 32 years my decisions have been about Josh. What's best for him, what he needs, helping him to get on track, helping him to thrive and, in that direction. I guess we should just start with what happened. But it's really weird because when I say what just happened, it's not going to sound probably like it's up. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to sound. It's the culmination.
Yes.
It's the culmination of me feeling a certain way for all these years. So, we had moved out of an apartment and into the house, and we had given Josh an opportunity to move out his stuff, and we would set a deadline because I know that you're better with deadlines. You work better if something is concrete.
Yeah.
So we would give you concrete deadlines.
Yes.
And I had cleaned the apartment except for essentially your bedroom and your bathroom, because everything else had already been vacuumed and.
Yeah.
And I don't know how those things work because I haven't lived in an apartment for so long. I don't know what they do. I don't know who decides what, but anyway, I just wanted to leave it in really nice shape, and ultimately it looks better than when we moved in. So we had gotten our stuff out of there. There was just one thing. I had been shredding some papers, so there was that. So there was a shredder, and there was a box that had some papers in it that I was shredding. That's the only thing we had left there. And but I gave you many, 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 many opportunities to get your stuff out of the apartment.
Not just opportunities, but days.
Dates. You have to have it done by this date.
Yeah.
And I would remind you about that. And it wouldn't get done. And I would get frustrated sometimes, but I would just say, look, just go do it. Get your stuff out of there. It's your responsibility. Do this. And it was just taking it from one floor to the floor below. That's it. You didn't have to put it in a car and haul it anywhere. Right. It was just moving it down to the floor below.
Right.
And it's covered and everything, so even if it's raining, if it's snowing, whatever, it's covered. Well, we're getting to a deadline now where it's not just my deadline that I was giving you. It's the deadline of this is when we have to be out of the apartment. And that was the last weekend, so I wanted to wrap everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Dad and I walked into the apartment, and you had done nothing to clear out the apartment of your stuff or clean the mess that you had made in the bathroom at all since the last time that I was there. And it was, and I got angry. And then I got even angrier because when Dad tried to reach you, he found out that a friend had asked you to help his mom move, and that's where you were, helping a friend's mom move. And I don't think I've been that mad in a very long time. But there's another thing that happened too, is that it pushed me. It's like that's just the culmination. It's not that one thing. It's not just this one event that made me so mad. But it's this whole entire feeling of you don't follow through on anything when it comes to me or your dad, but you do follow through when it comes to anybody else. So the difficult part has been your whole life. I've kind of I think I made a big mistake a long time ago because I don't know what you can't do and what you won't do. And there's been times that I thought you wouldn't do it, and then I realized in the midst of conversation and just the look on your face and your reaction that it wasn't something you were even aware of. You were, and that feels for me pretty crummy to be upset with you on something that you clearly could not do. So your whole life I've kind of given you the benefit of the doubt and just given you more chances and more chances and more chances, and I feel like what I've done is failed because I think there's been no point where you feel like there's going to be consequences. And we have talked about this before, but the thing that's different with this is that I can't take it anymore. And so what has changed is not I love you, I want you to be okay, I want you to be happy and successful and all the things I've always wanted for you. But I can't, it's just so clear to me, I can't make you choose those things. And it's almost like I've been willing you to choose motivation, like willing you to choose something that you have for yourself. I don't care what it is. And you know that.
Yeah.
You know that. I don't care whatever it is. You get a job, you go to college. I don't care if you volunteer.
You just want me to do something. Yeah.
Because you're alive, but I can just see that you're not filled up. It's just kind of vacant when it comes to the things that make you happy. Now, I do understand, we've talked about this, that with COVID, you're limited to what you can do. I also understand that it's not like I expect you to, like, for me to snap my fingers and all of a sudden, oh, you got it all together.
Right.
You're able to do all these things.
Right.
It's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that I can no longer be invested the way that I have been, because it keeps on happening that I'm doing these things to help you, but you don't put out you have no investment in it. When I ask you to do something, you don't. Yeah, that's a general statement. I don't want to make that general statement. There have been times where I have said to you, we have to do something at this time. And then I call you after that time and you go, oh, yeah, I forgot. But if it was a friend, you wouldn't have forgotten. So I'm in this weird place where I know how you respond to me. I know how it is with me. But I also see with my own eyes that when you're with somebody else, you treat them different. And I also get that people or they let their guard down, I guess, when they're around people that in family, they know that they love them. They know you're going to keep loving them. So it's not so important, maybe. It doesn't feel so important.
It's not that you aren't important. It really isn't. I can see how it would look that way. And I'm sorry about that. The I have not had something to fill me up. You're right. And when I got the call to asking me to help out his mom,
Mm-hmm.
I was hesitant to say yes, but I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And because they needed help.
We've talked about this before, how when other people need help, you're available. You know, you're a good person. You're generous with whatever anybody needs. If you have an opportunity, you're going to help them. That's who you are. You're a very kind and decent human. You're a really good guy. If I asked you the same thing as somebody else, I would say 9.9 times out of 10, you're not going to respond to me the way that you do other people. You're not going to show up. You're not going to participate. You're not going to, do the things. If they asked you, it's done. If I asked you, it's not. Here's that's a problem. Now, I do understand, like I just said, that people have a different relationship with their parents, and you might feel like a teenager, maybe, where you are in life, right? Like or an older teenager. I mean, maybe just going out for your first time, and all the things that you're experiencing in life. I've been working with you for 32 years now, and I'm not even saying, I don't know what I'm saying, because I'm still conflicted. I don't know what you can and can't do. I don't know. By looking at you, I don't know. But what I do know is that if I asked you something, even if I stressed to you how important it is to me, there's a pattern of you not doing it. But if somebody else asked you the same thing, even if it's inconvenient or whatever, you show up for them. And what I'm saying is that I just feel like I'm pushed to a point where I've made a mistake in our relationship, in making you feel like that's okay. And making you feel like you don't have to be accountable. Or you don't have to show up, because I'm always there for you. I've always been there for you, no matter what the situation is. Every time. And this is not about reciprocation, about me whining like, oh, I got my feelings hurt. I'm exhausted. I'm emotionally exhausted from this thing that we're doing, where just the absolute lack of respect. And again, I'll say this a million times probably before we're done with this podcast. I don't know what you can't do and what you won't do. I don't know the difference. So I'm not talking about that. I don't know where my expectations should be anymore. At this point in time, everything I thought I knew, I'm just questioning all of it. Because I don't know. But what I do know is that I have to back off for my own well-being. Because it hurts too bad, and I'm just don't have the desire anymore to continue to try to get you to care. Not about me, about anything. So I just don't have anything to really offer anymore. What I'm saying is, you have to start doing things on your own. You have to start making the phone calls that I've always made. You're going to have to start making the arrangements that I've always made. I cannot be so invested in your life because I think I've done you a disservice because, again...
You don't know what I can do or won't do.
This is like that stupid dance that I do in my head all the time with you. Because I'm always thinking, well, okay, I'm going to back off and you need to do these things on your own to help you. But this time the reason it's different is because I need to do it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what to do.
One thing that I know happened, or I should say didn't happen, you were so upset with me, you didn't want to hear any quote-unquote excuses.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you didn't try and find out anything about what was going on.
Yeah, but Josh, listen. That was one day.
I understand that. I do.
I had been talking to you about this on a regular basis over and over and over and over. This is not one day that I asked you to do it. You just happened to already have said yes to somebody else. You know, that's not what happened. It's not this snapshot in time that we're talking about. And what I'm saying to you is that I can't take it anymore, that I ask you to do something and you just blow me off. Over and over and over again. With no care about what it is that I am asking you to do. And in this case, I had to clean your bathroom. Dad got the stuff out of your room. And because it had to be done, because time was up. And what I'm saying to you is that, yeah, if I had just... I know better than to just spring something on you. I know better than that. And I give you time to process. So, go ahead.
I think that one of the issues that's become apparent because of that is that it's not that what I need is not just to be given time to comprehend something.
Mm-hmm.
I think on top of that, I need to be told, hey, you need to do this at this time of day or something like that. Not that.
It's okay. It's okay. Take your time.
If you say I have a deadline for something, I've always had difficulty with deadlines, even all throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
But, and one of the things you've helped me with in the past, especially with like schoolwork and things,
mm-hmm.
is helping me to break down the different parts of something that's due
Mm-hmm.
into doable segments, rather than me trying to focus on the whole thing and just getting absolutely overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. I think we talked about that even like with Connor now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't, it's the same thing with you. Like, you can't just go clean your room.
Yeah.
You know, you've
Pick
discovered...
up your blocks, and then
right,
pick
exactly.
up your cars.
You do that with Connor.
Yeah.
You know, find everything that's red.
Yeah.
Put everything that's red where it needs to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but I did that with you. I said, get your clothes out of the closet. I broke this down for you. Oh, for a couple months. You got nothing.
No, I have so many thoughts in my head, it's ridiculous.
Okay, and I know it doesn't help that I am clearly a bit elevated right now. Like I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with you. I'm not happy with your behavior. I'm not happy with how you treated me and your dad. I'm not happy with how we just seem to be ignored by you all the time. When it feels like this relationship is always give, and there's nothing coming back. Well, except like I said, you're a very you're a very cool human. So I do appreciate having you in my life, you know?
Yeah.
Again though, I don't know what you can and can't do. And what I'm saying is I can't take this responsibility anymore. So we had talked before about life skills coach, and there's not a question now. What it's become is very dysfunctional because I will put something together thinking that you included, not in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase that. I said that wrong. You were in the conversation when it comes time to put something in place.
Yes.
Okay. You agree to it, not just that okay thing. I make sure that you
understand and comprehend and all that.
And agree.
Yes.
And then I think, okay, great. So I spend a lot of my time, this is what we're going to do. This is what you're going to do. It's going to help. And then you don't even take the first step towards seeing if that thing will work. It doesn't even begin to get implemented because it's just you're not doing it. And what I'm saying to you is that I'm talking about these specific skills or abilities or level of functioning that I can't reach you where you are. I don't know what to do. And what's happening is I'm just so tired. And that made me so mad the other day. For you, I understand it was a different... Because I don't think that you do things, like, I'm not saying you do things deliberately to upset me, or you do things deliberately to blow me off, or... That's not you.
Right.
But what I am saying is that if it was somebody else, you wouldn't have done it. Do you understand what I mean? If somebody else had asked you to do the same thing that I did, you would have done it. You would have shown up. And so I have to pull back now, and we have to bring other people in. And you have to step up. And if you can't do something, then you can't do it, and we're going to find that out. But I can't be that person anymore. And I'm not... I want to have... I just need to be okay too.
Yeah.
I came at the point in my life right now where it's just sort of like that, you know, when they say when you're on an airplane,
Mm-hmm.
if the thing drops down, you have to put it on yourself because you can't help anybody else if you're not breathing.
Right.
Seriously. So I'm at that point where I have to step away from...
Do you need your asthma medicine?
Might. I can't help you anymore right now in this particular way. You're either going to get a life skills coach and get some help that way, or you're going to find other ways. I'm not going to just... I will always be here, always, when you need me, when you let me know that you need something. What's different is I have to stop trying to be proactive and help you with the things that I think would help you. Because it's not helping you and it's harming me.
Right.
And so you got to start working with other people. And you have to really begin to, with those other people, figure out what you can and can't do. Because I'm at a loss. The way that I'm feeling is just too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about what we're talking about?
Down.
Yeah.
And I don't like talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just frustrated with the whole thing, really.
Mm-hmm.
I know you definitely are.
Mm-hmm. To put it in a different way for you, so maybe it might help you, is that I really think that this is just like it's a point in time where we have to begin to understand what you're capable of. All right? And really find that out. And because there have been some things recently that are stressful for you. This situation that we're talking about now is not new. It's always been the way it is. Where I would,
interact for me on my behalf.
Yeah, and I don't just mean not behind the scenes stuff like calling Social Security and stuff like that.
Right.
There's that, but
you've been both active and proactive on my behalf.
Correct. And what's happening is that being proactive has just gotten to where it doesn't matter if I come up with a plan. If you're not interested in it, if you're not going to follow through on it, there's no reason for it. So what I'm saying is I'm like spinning my wheels all the time. I'm putting out so much effort and energy and it feels like it's for nothing. I will gladly work with you on a plan somebody else comes up with that you have made an agreement with them that you'll do. Because I don't know what it is, but I guess it's just that mom-kid thing. Because if it's my idea, you don't do it. So, but I would gladly help you in whatever kind of help that you need. What I'm saying is, though, that I am not going to instigate that help anymore. I'm not going to come up with these things for you and,
right.
Because I don't know what is going to work for you.
Right.
And I think if anybody has listened to the podcast before, they know, and you know, how much I love you.
Yeah.
that I adore you. I think you are incredibly handsome. Just a smart, loving, kind, and generous human.
Please heap the praises on me.
And there's this part that just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that I'm so upset is that I'm kind of upset with myself too, that I let this go on for so long, just trying to help you.
Yeah.
When it's not doing you any good.
Right.
And I don't want to be mad. I don't want to feel crappy about. I don't. Look, I learned a long time ago. Like, if you're a mom to somebody on the spectrum, you better get some thick skin, right? You don't have time to get your feelings hurt. So
I really wouldn't know.
I know, but
I can imagine, but
this is different. It's just time that this is not working, and let's get you with somebody else to figure out what that is.
Okay.
Because I was so mad at you on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
that I felt like I was just done. Entirely.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ever feel like that again. And whatever it is, whatever's happening, it's important for you to be able to figure out who you are too. We've said this so many times before. Autism doesn't equal a wrong way of doing something. It's just different. Right? My way is not better than your way. But
it's
my
better
way
than the highway.
But it's better than the highway. but my way clearly isn't what you need right now in your life. I think that we really did pretty cool up until this point.
Yeah.
And getting some people that are not me.
And trained to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that time. Because, we got a lot of great things to do together in the future.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to be okay. I want for you to be, certainly to be okay. And I want for us to be okay together.
Mm.
So let me ask you this, since I have calmed down. Why is it easier for you to do something for somebody else than for me? Do you know the answer?
I don't. I do not know the answer. I know it's not a thing about respect or anything like that.
Okay. About consequences?
I don't know.
Okay. It feels, on my side, just so that you know,
Mm-hmm.
on my side, it definitely feels like a lack of respect. What it feels like is when it feels kind of like or I'm invisible or can't be heard. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, not really.
Okay. What shall we do? That's what we said. We're going to find somebody else and
that can help me, yeah.
Okay.
I've already started that, actually.
Mm-hmm. I talked to you yesterday. I called you and told you that I had called the Center for Autism and Related Disorders here in Newport News. Told you what website that was. Told you what button to push. It was a purple button.
Yeah, I did that and I registered. I just am waiting for a response back.
Okay. The guy that I talked to said that they do have adult services, that they do ABA for adults. I thought, I was surprised because I thought ABA was just for
kids.
Yeah, just for kids. I didn't know. Like
tricks are just for kids.
Well, I didn't know, but I'm glad that you called them.
I didn't call them.
I'm sorry. I'm glad that you.
I started the process of and I've
enrolling,
registered. Yes.
Enrolling. Yes.
Yes. So.
Did you fill something out and send it to them?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking to you about that I'm not doing for you anymore.
Right.
I can do the legwork if you're interested in something, or if I see that you really need something. It's not like I'm just backing away going,
right.
You know, I felt like that on Saturday, but it's not how it is. But you have to participate from like this now on. You have to participate. So, good for you for doing that.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So there we go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, thanks so much for listening. I told you in the beginning, this was a little bit different than it usually is. I'm usually not angry when we do podcasts. But I was today. But thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll hopefully keep your fingers crossed, send some good energy Josh's way and my way. We could both use it. We appreciate that. Please give us 5 stars if you like me being angry. Give us 5 stars.
Or at least want to hear more about.
Yeah, you just give us 5 stars if you would. That would be awesome.
Yeah, helps us get seen more.
Yeah. Yes. So everybody, we send our love to you. Big hugs, and hope everybody's safe and happy. And we'll talk to you next week. Love ya.
Bye.